In this video, I want to talk about missing links. What is a missing link? A missing link is a piece of evidence that needs to be in a theory or in a story, but that piece of evidence is lacking. For example, in evolution theory, there are many missing links, of which some the quote-unquote scientists admit that they don't exist and they can't prove it. It can be that you have a homicide investigation and there is no alibi, nor for the perpetrator, alleged perpetrator, and there is no clear motive. So they piece together a theory to explain what happened, why the victim was killed. But in that theory, there may be some events that they need to account for, but they can't because they can't fill it in. So based on the data they get together in the research, they come together and they compile a story based on their investigation, and that's what they present to the media. But that is a likely scenario. And in that likely scenario, there may be some gap somewhere that people will say, okay, you say that Uncle John killed his wife, but at the time the wife was killed, he was at a pub 2 kilometers away. How can you explain that he was there within 10 minutes? He couldn't drive a car. And there's no fast public transportation over there. That's a missing link. So that shows you that either the husband did not kill the wife or that the husband had an accomplice. So there's something more to explain there. So a missing link is a piece of evidence that should be there, but it's not there. It doesn't mean that the thing isn't real, that it's fake, but there is some evidence that lacks. And the evidence is there to show that it's real. Where the evidence appears or not doesn't mean the thing is real or not. It's either real or it's not. But the evidence is there to show it's real. And when the evidence is not there, it's a missing link. Now, why did I spend almost 3 minutes explaining what a missing link is to you? It is because when you're dealing with deception, there are always missing links. Always. There is no deception without a missing link. Again, there is no deception anywhere without missing links. So, whenever you're dealing with a report or a story or an event, and somewhere you sense that something is amiss, then you're right. Something is amiss somewhere. Either the report or the story is not told the correct way, and because it's not told the correct way, you think, okay, the story doesn't end up. It can be the story itself is true, but because it's not orated or written down the right way, you think, okay, something's missing here. And sometimes it's not that it's not written well. It can be well written, can be well orated to you, but you feel that somewhere there's something wrong with the story. And that should generate or hint to you that it's a deception. When you're dealing with a missing link, you're dealing with a cover-up. Now, some missing links are easy. For example, you may have a husband that claims that his children are disobedient, his children won't listen to him, but at the same time, this same man is murmuring, complaining about his kids all the time, and he's very harsh with his wife. So you see that the man is abusive, and at the same time he expects his children to be open and warm towards him. So someone who looks at the situation and asks, okay, sir, you say that your children are revolting against you. When was the last time you told them that you cared about them? Or when was the last time you showed some positive affection towards them? And now the man says, well, I go to work every day, blah, blah. He gives an answer. But the answer lacks. Why? Because the question reveals that the one that asks the question is aware that something is amiss. And now the one that wants to cover it up wants to bypass the question by giving data. The data may be correct, but it may not directly answer the question. That's one way you can bypass when someone is onto you, and that's what reprobates often do. When you notice a missing link, they will either distract you with some accusation or with flat out violence, or they will give answer to you, but the answer they give you will put your attention onto something completely different. Now, why am I talking about missing links? It is because when you check human history and historical narratives that have been told to us, not just about 9/11, not just about the Second World War and all of that, you'll see many missing links. Now, some missing links are obvious. For example, the Tonkin incident that triggered the Vietnam War, later it was admitted that it was a hoax. Because even at the time when the event was aired in mainstream media, people had the question that this story doesn't add up. And later had admitted that story was just something taken out of thin air. It never happened. So when you're dealing with historical missing links, remember one thing. If there is a missing link in the historical narrative that's been delivered onto you by your ancestors or by, let's say, your community, whether it's through the school system or through college or whatever, if you see missing links in it, then know that there is something traumatic they want to hide. There's some massacre, some genocide, or something that's flat out embarrassing that they as descendants don't want to process. So they cover it up with either a fake story or by exaggerating a part of history so that the other part that also happened is not examined. Pathological liars do the same thing. They lie all the time, and when they lie, they will highlight the emotion part to blackmail you. They will play the victim so well that you won't even dare to question them, because you feel guilty when you question them, because they appear so convincing. But someone that's calm and keeps on looking at the situation carefully will tell you, something's not right with what this individual said. What he said here is correct, but what he said there doesn't match up what he said over here. So someone that looks in calm at a situation will notice such things. And it's important for us believers to see missing links. Because when you don't notice missing links, you're open to any type of deception. And missing links you have everywhere in the world. Because all ethnicities have something they want to hide. Some people want to hide you, how they treated you, or how they neglected you, or how they just walked out of you. Some people want to hide you. So you are the missing link in someone's life story. But because they tell the life story in such a way that you're not mentioned, people will notice directly what's wrong. So that's the same thing when someone is talking to you or sharing something about themselves. Check if you sense it, if there's a missing link somewhere. And if there's a missing link, you don't have to just mention that you think there's something missing. No, just keep to yourself and just keep listening. Before you know it, you'll see what the missing link is. And if the missing link hints that someone wants to exploit you or drain you or take advantage of you, then just remove yourself from the situation in peace. No need to fight, no need to cause a scene. Just walk away in peace. Always walk by faith and always agree with Christ. Be at peace.